Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You're all the reasons why this keeps going. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. Joining my paid tiers allows you early access to my content, a shout out in my videos, homebrew D&D items for your games, and a chance to play some D&D in the Patreon community. We now have a Discord. It's just getting started, but we have some future plans coming, like events for Discord members and Patreon members. Today we're diving into Marvel Comics for Kl'rt, the Super Skrull. The Skrull race is a militaristic, shape-shifting alien species that believe they have been chosen by their god to conquer and unite the galaxy. But when they came to the world of Earth, they hit a major roadblock. See, Earth has a massive population of superpowered individuals that easily overpowered the Skrulls. The first of these heroes were a team known as the Fantastic Four. It was because of this the Skrulls decided to use that team as the basis for their first superpowered individual, the Super Skrull. Choosing Kl'rt, a soldier who was once considered a great warrior before he was disgraced after numerous defeats, they surgically modified him to become the ultimate Skrull warrior. But superhero plot armor can't be beaten. In his new empowered state, Kl'rt has super strength, hardened skin, durability, energy absorption, heat manipulation, flight, force fields, invisibility, can extend his limbs like rubber, can survive in multiple environments, and hypnosis for some reason. Of course, even without his powers, Kl'rt is a master of hand-to-hand combat and is a shapeshifter who has been trained in the art of infiltration. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Monsters of the Multiverse, and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, as well as Xanathar's Guide for some spells. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are multi-classing, so watch those stat minimums if you use another system. Make Charisma 15, Dex 14, Wisdom 13, Con 12, Strength 10, and we're going to be dumping Intelligence with an 8. You're actually pretty smart, but the great and terrible standard point array demands sacrifice. Kl'rt is a Skrull, a race of shapeshifters. Changeling from Monsters of the Multiverse are shapeshifters right out the bat. Firstly, you are a Fae, so anything that detects that will give you away. Changeling Instinct gives you 2 skills, grab Persuasion and Deception. Shape Changer lets you change your physical. You retain this till you use your action to change back, or if you are ended. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and 2 more of your choice. For background, place +2 into Dex and +1 into Charisma. For your origin feat, Tough gives you double your character level in HP and then adds +2 HP to each character level after. For your skills, take Performance and Intimidation. To finish out your background, grab a proficiency in whatever you want. Level 1 monks start things off with 2 skills. Grab Athletics and Acrobatics. You're proficient in all weapons that have the light property, 1 artisan tool or musical instrument of your choice, and the saving throw strength and dex. Unarmored defense gives you an AC of 10 plus dex plus wisdom when not wearing armor. Martial arts improves your unarmed strikes and light weapon attacks when you are not wearing armor. Now when you're not wearing armor, your unarmed strikes and light weapon attacks can be dex based for attack and damage. You can make a bonus action unarmed strike, and finally you will use martial arts dice for your unarmed strikes and light weapons, which is going to be a d6. Level 1 sorcerers have spell casting. This gives you 4 cantrips and 2 first level spells. Your charisma is your spell casting modifier, and you will regain all used spell slots at the end of a long rest. Innate sorcery lets you amp up your power. With a bonus action for 1 minute, your spell DC is increased by +1, and your spell attacks are at advantage. You can use this twice per long rest. For your spells, Firebolt fires a blast of fire out to 120 feet and deals 1d10 fire damage on a hit. Thunderclap lets you slam the ground and cause a shockwave, forcing everyone within 5 feet of you to make a con save or take 1d6 thunder damage. Mage Hand allows you to create a spectral hand that extends from you for 1 minute out to 30 feet. You can perform simple interactions with this hand like opening and closing doors and such, but you cannot attack. Friends lets you perform minor hypnosis on a creature within 10 feet of you for 1 minute while you maintain the spell, forcing a wisdom save. If they fail, they are now charmed by you while the spell is active. While charmed, they cannot attack attack you or target you with an effect, and you have advantage on social interactions with them. They automatically pass the save if they aren't humanoid, you're fighting them, or you've cast this spell in the last 24 hours. Burning Hand unleashes a torrent of fire from your hands in a 15-foot cone. Every creature within the cone must make a dex save or take 3d6 fire damage. Shield throws up a force field with a reaction, adding +5 to your AC and automatically stops magic missile for that turn. Level 2 sorcerers gain Font of Magic. This gives you sorcery points equal to your sorcery level. You can use these points to generate spell slots, burn spell slots to regain sorcery points, or use other features. You regain all used sorcery points at the end of a long rest. Meta Magic lets you spend sorcery points to alter your spells. You can only use one of these meta magic options at a time unless the option states otherwise. You learn 2 options at this point. For your meta magic options, Distant Spell costs 1 sorcery point, and if the spell has a range of 5 feet or more, its range is now doubled. Also, if it has a range of touch, it now has a range of 30 feet. Seeking Spell costs 1 sorcery point when you miss with a spell attack, letting you re-roll the attack, and this can be used with other meta magic options. For your new spells, Thunder Wave slams the ground in front of you and sends out a shockwave in the form of a 15-foot cube, forcing a con save on everyone within the cube. If they fail, they take 2d8 thunder damage and are pushed back by 10 feet from you. False Life gives you more durability by giving you 2d4 plus 4 temporary HP, and you can upcast this at higher spell levels to add more temp HP. Level 3 sorcerers now have their subclass. Draconic from the player's handbook is going to give you a cosmic power-up. Draconic Resilience hardens your skin and gives you an unarmored AC of 10 plus your dex modifier plus your charisma modifier. This is going to be way better than your monk's unarmored defense, so this is the one you'll be wanting to use. Also, your HP is increased by 3, plus you gain 1 HP for each level of sorcerer. Draconic Spells is going to give you more spells as you level up. You also now have second level spells. For your Draconic spells, Alter Self allows you to change your form further. For 1 hour while you maintain this spell, you can shift your form in different ways. You can give yourself a swimming speed equal to your walking speed and can breathe underwater, change your shape into someone else, which you can already do, or create natural weapons. For these weapons, you choose its form, like a big stone fist, and now you can use your charisma modifier for attack and damage. Chromatic Orb lets you create an orb of energy, or maybe a stretched fist, and you can launch it out to 90 feet. This orb will deal 3d8 damage on a hit, and you determine the damage by choosing it from acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, or poison. If you roll 2 or more of the same number on the d8s, you can launch it at another creature within 30 feet of the original, attacking again. Now, I said this can be a stretched fist. Choose thunder damage for this if you go with this reflavor. Dragon's Breath gives you a Dragon's Breath weapon with a bonus action for 1 minute while you maintain this spell. When you cast this spell, you choose the damage type, like fire, and with your action, you create a 15-foot cone from you, forcing a dex save from everyone within, causing 3d6 damage if they fail. Command lets you attempt to hypnotize a creature within 60 feet of you, forcing a wisdom save. If they fail, you give them a 1-word command listed on the spell, like drop what they are holding or others. For your new spells, Invisibility gives you the invisible condition for 1 hour while you maintain this spell. This spell ends early if you make an attack roll, deal damage, or cast another spell. Scorching Ray fires 3 blasts of heat out to 120 feet. These blasts can target the same target or different ones, dealing 2d6 fire damage on a hit. Level 4 sorcerers earn our first ability score improvement, Bump Up Charisma for better spell attack, DC, and AC. For your new spells, Charm Person lets you hypnotize 1 humanoid within 30 feet of you, forcing a wisdom save. If they fail, they are charmed by you for 1 hour. You also get a new cantrip here, have fun choosing. You've hit character level 5, raise your proficiency bonus to +3. Firebolt and Thunderclap now deal 2 damage dice each. Level 2 monks learn unarmored movement. Now when you're not wearing armor, your speed increases, bringing your total speed to 40 feet. Monk's focus grants you focus points that equal your monk level. With these focus points, you can perform special features, and you regain all used focus points after a short or long rest. For what you can use these points on, Flurry of Blows costs 1 focus point and lets you make 2 unarmed strikes with a single bonus action. Patient Defense turns Disengage into a bonus action, and if you spend 1 focus point, you can take Disengage and Dodge with the same bonus action. Step of the Wind turns Dash into a bonus action, and if you spend 1 focus point, you can take Disengage disengage and dash with the same bonus action, and double your jump distance. Uncanny Metabolism lets you regain focus points quicker and heal yourself. When you roll initiative, you can regain all used focus points, and you can heal yourself equal to 1 martial arts dice plus your monk level. You can do this once per long rest. Level 3 monks now have access to their subclass. Astral Monk from Tasha's is going to let you stretch a little. Arms of the Astral Self cover your arms in rocks. You can spend 1 focus point with a bonus action to summon your arms, and when you summon them, you can cause a small blast, forcing a dex save on everyone within 10 feet. This DC is based on your wisdom, not your charisma, which will not be as good. If they fail, they take force damage equal to 2 martial arts dice. For 10 minutes, you have these spectral arms, and they stay with you till you dismiss them, you are incapacitated, or you are ended. While active, your arms add 5 feet to their reach, can use your wisdom for strength checks and strength saves, and your unarmed strikes deal force damage. You can also use your wisdom for attack and damage with your unarmed strikes, but your dex will be better. Deflect Attack lets you reduce damage you take with a reaction. When you take damage from an attack that deals bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage by 1d10 plus your monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0 and have an open hand, you can spend focus points to redirect the attack to a creature within 5 feet if it was a melee attack, or 60 feet if it was a ranged attack. Level 4 monks earn another ability score improvement to bump up dex for more attack, damage, and AC. Slow Fall lets you reduce falling damage with a reaction equal to 5 times your monk level. Level 5 sorcerers receive Sorceress Restoration. When you finish a short rest, you can regain used sorcery points equal to up to half your sorcerer level. You can do this once per long rest. You also receive 3rd level spells. For your new Draconic spells, Fly grants you a flying speed equal to 60 feet for 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. Fear hypnotizes creatures and awakens dread within them. Unleashing a 30-foot cone from you, every creature within the cone must make a wisdom save or become frightened of you for 1 minute while you maintain this spell. A frightened creature has disadvantage on skill checks and attacks when in line of sight of what is causing them to be frightened, and can't willingly move towards the source of their fear. While frightened with this spell, they drop whatever they are holding and must now use their dash action to escape you. They cannot retake the save to end the spell until they break line of sight from you. For your new spells, Fireball launches a blast of flames out to 150 feet and explodes into a 20-foot radius sphere. Each creature within the sphere must make a dex save or take 8d6 fire damage. You've reached character level 9, raise your proficiency bonus again to +4. Level 6 Draconic Sorcerers gain Elemental Affinity. Choose 1 damage type from Fire, Acid, Cold, Lightning, or Poison. You're gonna go with Fire. You have resistance to that damage type, and now when you cast a spell with that damage type, you add your Charisma modifier to the damage. For your new spell, take what you want. Level 7 Sorcerers learn Sorcery Incarnate. You can now activate Innate Sorcery by spending 2 sorcery points if you don't have any uses left. And when Innate Sorcery is active, you can use 2 meta magic options at once. You also learn 4th level spells. For your Draconic spells, Charm Monster is like Charm Person, but can now target any creature, not just a humanoid. Arcane Eye summons an invisible spy device out to 30 feet for 1 hour while you maintain the spell. You can see through the device, it has dark vision, and with a bonus action you can move it 30 feet. For your new spell, Fire Shield covers you in flames for 10 minutes. When you cast this, you choose a Warm or Chill Shield. A Warm Shield gives you resistance to cold damage, and you will deal 2d8 fire damage to a creature within 5 feet of you that hits you with an attack. If you choose the other shield, it's the same thing, but fire and cold are reversed. Your character level 11, Firebolt and Thunderclap deal 3 damage dice each. Level 8 Sorcerers earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Charisma. For your new spell, Greater Invisibility grants you the invisibility condition for 1 minute while you maintain this spell, and this spell cannot end early under any circumstance other than dropping concentration, unlike invisibility. Level 9 Sorcerers now have 5th level spells. For your Draconic spells, Legend Lore lets you name a famous place or person and you can learn all about it, but only if it's important. If it's not important, the spell fails and the DM gets to make fun of you. Summon Dragon lets you summon a large dragon spirit. Not really you, so we're not going to go over it. For your new spells, Immolation from Xanathars is going to set your enemies on fire big time. Targeting a creature within 90 feet, you force a dex save, and if they fail, they take 7d6 fire damage and are lit on fire for 1 minute while you maintain this spell. While the spell is active, at the end of each of their turns, they repeat the saving throw, taking 3d6 fire damage on a failure or ending the spell on a success. If the damage takes the creature to 0 HP, their body turns to ash. For your next spell, take what you want. Your character level 13, raise your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 10 sorcerers learn 2 more meta magic options. For these options, Quicken Spell costs 2 sorcery points, and this turns a spell with a casting time of an action into a bonus action, letting you now cast a spell of 1st level or higher as your action, while casting another spell as a bonus action. Twin Spell costs 1 sorcery point, and if the spell targets 1 creature, you can now target 2 creatures. For your new spells, take what you want. You can get 1 cantrip here and a spell up to 5th level. Level 11 sorcerers gain 6 level spells. For your new spell, Investiture of Flame covers you in fire for 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. While active, you shed light in a 30-foot radius, you are immune to fire damage, resistance to cold damage, you burn any creature that moves within or ends their turn within 5 feet of you for 1d10 fire damage, and you can use your action to fire a blast of heat. This blast is a line that is 15 feet long and 5 feet wide. Every creature within the line must make a dex save or take 4d8 fire damage. Level 12 sorcerers earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex. Level 13 sorcerers receive 7th level spells. For your new spell, Globe of Invulnerability creates a 10-foot radius sphere around you. For 1 minute while you maintain the spell, no spell of 5th level or lower can pass through the shield. You've reached character level 17, max out your proficiency bonus at +6. Firebolt and Thunderwave now deal 4 damage dice each. Level 14 Draconic Sorcerers now have Dragon Wings. You can now give yourself a flying speed of 60 feet for 1 hour. You can do this once per long rest or by spending 3 sorcery points. Level 15 sorcerers learn 8th level spells. For your final spell, take what you want. I wouldn't take an 8th level spell though, because frankly, I kind of want to save this to max out some damage. Our final level is level 16 sorcerers, and you earn our final ability score improvement. And since you're level 20, this means you have access to epic boons. But I'm ending this build by cleaning up that negative into intelligence. If you don't need to, go for an epic boon. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 20, Con 12, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 13, Charisma 20. Your total class levels are Sorcerer 16, Monk 4. Let's dive in. You are a walking firestorm. Your basic fire attack can be out to 240 feet and will deal 4d10 plus 5 fire damage. One of your strongest offensive fire abilities can be out to 300 feet and can deal up to 13d6 plus 5 fire damage. Your resistance to fire damage can be immune to it, can give yourself resistance to cold damage. You hit like a brick. Your basic attack can deal 1d6 plus 5 bludgeoning damage with a reach of 10 feet, and with some flavoring, you can punch out to 90 feet and deal 10d8 thunder damage. Finally, you're a tough enemy to hit. Your AC is 20, you can boost that up to 25, create a barrier around you, you can fly, turn invisible, shapeshift into other people, interact with objects at a distance, charm people, and your total health taking the average is over 160 HP. Downside. Firstly, a lot of concentration spells, which is about every spellcaster, so who cares. You're playing with a lot of limited resources. You have a total of 4 focus points and 16 sorcery points. You will not burn the sorcery points as quickly as the focus, but there's a good chance the focus will go away. You also have spell slots that are part of those resources, but you got a decent number, so you're good. The only real problem I have is the melee capabilities. If you take 1 more level in Monk, that will go up to a D8, you'll get extra attacks, so you'll be able to hit more times, but your stunning strike will not be that good because it's based on wisdom. And if you do that, you're going to lose your final ability score improvement, which cleaned up the intelligence because you were a dummy for most of this build, in fact all of this build, and you lose the chance of getting an epic boon if you didn't use standard point array. Time to prove the superiority of the Skrull Empire, or at least try. You have a terrible record now. I'd like to give a special shout out to my Artificer tier. Thank you John Martin, Christopher R. Hunter, Java Squirrel, Matthew Dens, Jonathan Haynes, Malin Anderson, and Daniel Saftler. You guys rock. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.